sake of trying to get to the point. The small talk, there's no small talk in Jamaica. There's somebody on the road. It's not like Ghana or Nigeria. There's no small talk. Where you go? Another shot. Yeah, come? Good. That's it. There's no, what's the weather like? How's your flowers? How's the family? It doesn't exist. Well, I'm not saying I'm generalizing, but I'm saying, generally, because not everybody's like that. So I think we need, in the same way that we ask our white colleagues to learn cultural literacy, there is a political literacy that black workers have to obtain, and I would make that mandatory training. How do you talk to your white colleagues in a way that gets them to do things without you either looking this way or that way? And that's an art form, and we haven't practiced that. We do not have that kind of cultural competency in terms of work speak, and I've seen very few people who have it. The people who have seen have it have been on the militant side, and they have shown another side to themselves. For example, a good example, my colleague Randall Bailey, who works in Afrocentric Hebrew Bible translation. There's nothing blacker, all about blackening the biblical text, learning all the black African languages and all of that stuff. We're in a meeting where a white scholar, after hearing these presentations, as a conference, she said, I feel got at as a white person. I really feel got at. And I was really angry. I was going to say, well, if you feel got at, just imagine how we feel. I once said, what Randall said, I was going to speak to Randall. He said, it would really be helpful to me as a scholar developing my craft if I could understand what you felt within our presentation made you feel that way. Because I'm trying to develop work that's about bringing people together, although I'm working from an African base. So it would be really helpful if you could spell it out. That's brilliant. She talked as she spelled it out. It's really, really helpful. That's the kind of political linguistic competency that I think we have to learn in order to get people racialized as white to understand the issues and to be able to feel comfortable in working with us, doing the reading. And there are very few people I've seen with that kind of competency. I think Trevor Phillips has it. I was going to speak to what? Oh my goodness. I had to get him to do that. I've seen him in interviews and I'm thinking, that's clever, because he's not made them feel that they're wrong. He's just made them feel that if they do better, there's some benefit to it. That's really clever. I need to learn from that. So it's about that kind of linguistic, political competency. And that's the kind of training I would make mandatory for black people. Who else? I've seen people I've seen not do it correctly, but they can go with Afua Hirsch. I've seen her do television. I think it's a car crash because she's very, very direct. Black people, blah, 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 blah. And I'm thinking, that's really militant, but it's Sky News. You can do, you can be a bit more nuanced, a bit more subtle. So I think it's not a mechanism how we do it. Yes, it is. How we do it is by developing this language. And there's a feminist thinker, Audre Lorde, who talks about how we move from silence to language and action. And I think what we need to do is develop the language that then leads to that kind of change. And here's the thing. So I'll tell you how I know it's important, because the amount of time when black people say to me, I didn't know what to say.
Yeah, we don't know what, yeah.
That's how I know. And they're not saying, and the people who know what to say, they use it to either make money, which is what Trevor Phillips has done in effect, because he hasn't passed these skills down. Listen, a lot of black people need to know these negotiations. I mean, set up a school, how to negotiate with white people without them know that you're being black.
Yeah.
I've got a black agenda. Very, very few people, he hasn't done that. African Americans do it really well, particularly out of the church context. So I've seen really well-educated pastors, the Ivy League pastors, like Amos Moss III. He is the pastor of Barack Obama's old church. He's the new installed pastor, third generation Ivy League. Brilliant negotiator. Makes everybody feel good. But they think, my goodness, what's the motto of your church? Unapologetically black, unashamedly Christian. My goodness. What's that? What's your children? All my children named after the most militant black. My goodness. That's like Malcolm X. He's making us feel good. So they found the language